Hello friends and welcome back to my channel. I'm Chelsea. I know that, you know that. Let's go ahead and get it started, shall we? Today we're talking about Dhar Mann, which you might know from his cringe and reaction worthy videos on his YouTube channel, where he posts videos that are super simple. The scripting is very simple. The acting is pretty horrible. No offense to the actors. They're just doing a job. I get it. They also don't really have much to work with because of the scripting being so simple. You can only really work with what you got. But you might know Dhar Mann from super popular videos such as Kids Make Fun of Boy with Autism. They instantly regret it. Gold Digger dumps broke boyfriend, then regrets her decision. Car mechanic tries to scam a woman, instantly regrets it. Sister ashamed of her disabled brother. She instantly regrets it. Evil foster care mother mistreats her kid, lives to regret it. Listen, I'm not gonna knock a YouTuber or anyone for working with a system and a formula that clearly works for them. For instance, these are some of his most popular videos on his channel. They all have over 30 million views, which most creators can only dream of. And he has over 17 million subscribers, and that number is growing. I wouldn't be surprised if this year he hits 19 or 20 million subscribers, and his audience is really global, and we'll get into in a minute. But he has even said why he makes his scripting super simple, so that someone who maybe doesn't understand English super well can still understand it, and there's not really sarcasm or any deeper meaning. It's just super cut, dry, don't be mean to people, there you go. Or guess what? You'll live to regret it. So like I said, these super simple concepts and we can all agree kind of cringe videos have really worked out for him. And again, I'm not going to judge something I'm going to judge it obviously, but I'm not going to knock it because it's clearly working for his channel. For instance, and this is per Social Blade, of course Social Blade is a little bit off. It's not always correct, especially when it comes to the money aspect or the exact number of subscribers that someone has gained over a certain amount of time or every day. It rounds to the nearest 10 or the nearest 100 or even sometimes 1,000. It just depends because Social Blade is a third-party website and does not have access directly to YouTube's back-end analytics. So just please keep that in mind, because I always see people being like, oh my god, how could it be exactly 100,000 or how could it be exactly this many? And it's like, calm down. You don't know what you're talking about. One thing that Social Blade does get right is view counts. Sometimes there can be glitches, okay, but still. Now, according to Social Blade, he's gotten 250 million views per month. That's crazy. That is absolutely insane. Some YouTubers don't, even successful ones, don't hit that amount of channel views within a year or more, or like a decade, which is crazy. Now, the reason I bring up that monthly view count is because that is how we will determine an estimate of how much this channel generating in terms of money every month. Keep this in mind. This is just my opinion as a professional YouTuber myself. Nowhere close to this person. I get it. Calm down. It does depend on your channel's specific CPM, meaning the amount that YouTube is paying you per 1,000 views. Now, I'm assuming his is pretty high because of his global reach, but then also how many views the videos get like right away. So I have a pretty good CPM as well. So I'm kind of going off of that and just from my own experience. So in my own experience, and again, this is all approximate, calm down. Either way, it's a huge number. So about 1 million monthly channel views is anywhere from like $9,000 to $12,000 a month, right? Now, if he's getting 250 million views per month, that's about $2.5 million a month. That's so much money. Now, you would think that a YouTube channel generating, let's say roughly $30 million a year would be able to pay their actors a livable wage, but allegedly that's not the case with Dhar Mann Studios. That is the name of his studio. Super creative, I know. Because there have been some familiar faces of the Dhar Mann universe, if you will, who have come out and said that they make not even a livable wage, lower than minimum wage allegedly, and they've gone on TikTok and on social media, and they've been protesting and basically calling out the studio, and because of them doing that, which I'm not saying it's right, but it's kind of understandable, I guess. Because of that, they've been allegedly blacklisted from the studio and they haven't been able to work. And that sucks real bad. And a lot of these people who are protesting have been working with Dhar Mann Studios since they would film in like one apartment or like a parking garage, or like they didn't have a studio or a set or anything like that. And they've been with Dhar Mann for years. Now, also allegedly, and keep in mind, this is all anecdotal evidence from the people who are, calling out the studio, but they've been saying that Darman has not talked to them. They've been wanting to meet with him. They've been working with him for so long, but apparently he's just like super unreachable, which sucks. And that gives me icky vibes. And it's super ironic that at the end of all of Darman's videos, he comes on screen and he's like,
"Hey Darman fam, I hope you love that video. So you see, we're not just telling stories, we're changing lives. And when you share my videos, you're helping to change lives too."
At Darman Studios, I am just a contract player. I have no employment there. I am just sort of called every now and then, as are all the other actors. And it just is not sustainable. Not a single actor that works at Darman Studios can afford rent. There's a culture at the studio, if you talk, you're out. So we decided to come together as a group and talk collectively with our boss, Darman. We sent a letter to him, said we could have a meeting. That meeting was pushed several times. When we finally got to the meeting, we had reiterated that we wanted it to be with Dar. Dar was not there. We are not going to have the meeting until Dar is here. We said this in person. We reiterated it a few minutes later via an email. We learned Saturday there will not be a meeting. That's why we're here right now, because all we wanted to do was sit down and have a conversation with our boss.
We're changing lives.
Which is funny because, sure, they might make you feel good, but it's not changing your life. Come on, we have people in multi-level marketing companies saying the same type of crap of like, this is life-changing. This call was life-changing. No, it wasn't. It just gave you a good tickly feeling in your stomach or heart, brain, or booty hole, and it made you feel good for a minute and made you not listen to those sad thoughts you have, or reality, if you will. So you're not changing a life. Sorry to be pessimistic. What you're doing is trying to get people to send these videos to their friends and comment because it increases your engagement and therefore makes you more money. YouTube pushes those videos out more and gets you more views. And I have no problem with, positive messages and things like that, but it's also just super unethical, crappy, and really hypocritical when you're sitting there acting like, oh, we're, changing lives here. This is why we do it. And it's like, no, you do it for money. And that's okay too. But let's not act like it's out of the kindness of your heart and altruistic why y'all do this when you can't even allegedly pay your actors and the people who, are working long hours and working with horrible scripts and just super predictable plot lines. Another commentary creator, Jarvis, actually made a bingo card regarding Darman videos because they're so predictable. I'll link some of his content below about that because it's hilarious. But one-liners, the plot, everything's just so predictable, and it's supposed to be. Darman actually talked to Cody Ko about that because, Cody had made fun of the videos a good amount, and then I guess Darman had said like, oh yeah, this video was really funny, whatever. So then Cody was like, but can I be in one? So then they tried to write a script together, and then Darman kept coming back to him. And again, like I said, I'll put this video below too. And he was like, no, it has to be more simple, because of them wanting people who, maybe English isn't their first language or whatever, to be able to understand it and really get the grasp of it. And I don't want to say that that's not true, but also I think it's because having it be super simple, super cheap to make, not being, a super intellectual, all of that just makes it super cheap, not great acting. No offense to the actors, but stuff like that, it just makes it super cheap production. But again, if you have a super cheap production, I'm not saying they don't have a lot of business expenses, they definitely could. If they have a big studio, absolutely, especially if they're in LA. Prices are crazy over there. You can clearly see the production value of these videos and the plot lines, and they all seem like a school project or theater school quality, which theater school quality or art school, whatever quality would actually be better than this. This is like middle school production. So again, that $30 million a year doesn't really seem like it's going to production or the quality of the actual content. So then where is it going? Allegedly, according to the actors of Darman Studios, it's not going to them. And again, that's all anecdotal evidence, so take that, with what you will. But I do think it's interesting that so far from what I've seen, it doesn't seem like any of the actors have come out in support of Darman Studios, and that other ones are just remaining quiet. And since all this has happened, Darman Studios, or the YouTube channel, has still put out, this broke a week ago, and since then they've put out 1, 2, 3, 4 more videos that all have over 2 million views. So it's like they're still rocking and rolling over there. I mean, I'm sure it takes like a little bit longer. It's not just like we film one day, we put it up the next day. So I'm sure they have all of these like pre-filmed, but it's just very interesting. Now, Darman also owns a company with his wife, Laura. I believe they're still married. I don't know. I don't care. It really doesn't matter. But they own a company called Live Glam, which is like a subscription beauty box, kind of like Ipsy, less well known than all the other ones. Was believed that Live Glam was backed by or owned by, bought out by Morphe, which now we know that Morphe was bought out by Forma Brands, and now Forma Brands is going bankrupt. So I couldn't find anything showing that they were acquired by Morphe or that they are now under the Forma Brands umbrella. I don't think they are, but I know this sounds mean, but I don't really know how this company is like doing well, because it doesn't seem like it is, because you just like don't hear anything about it. And companies can do well without you like knowing a lot about them or anything like that, but especially being like a subscription box, you know, makeup service, you would think that you would hear more influencers and all that talking about it, and it doesn't really seem like that. So who knows? Could be a tax shelter for all of the money that he's making through YouTube, or it could not be. That's not a fact. I don't know. For the love of God, Darman, please don't sue me. I can't afford that. Again, this is all my opinion, speculation. So it does just seem like someone who gives me scammer vibes, but is trying to, of course, come off like an altruistic, really, you know, great person. I don't know about y'all, but I would not trust someone who's wearing a blazer over a deep V-neck, a deep U-neck like that. Listen, hun, I can see you got some great pectacles there, but how deep is your neckline? Like, what's going on? He's trying to show off that cleavage. Trying to change your life with not only his videos, but that tanned cleavage too. Alrighty, well, I just wanted to bring this to your attention. YouTuber being a little bit scammy and not so great. I am, of course, not the end-all be-all when it comes to ethics. I am not on a moral pedestal, if you will, so calm down. I'm just putting information out there, putting my opinion out there, and letting you as a consumer be aware of things. So if there's anything else that you want me to cover, please do let me know in the comments below. Consider subscribing. We're probably not going to change any lives, but you might be entertained. Who knows? Or not. I don't know. Anyways, have a great rest of your day, night, weekend, whenever you're watching this. Stay spicy. That says stay spicy, not stay spaloa. You can't see the stay though. So be spicy, remain assertive, know how valuable you are. Your feelings are valid. They really are. And I hope you have a great day. Okay, bye.